RIP Wizard, you have served me well, but sooner or later it was time to move on. Looking back at this 10 months ago when I did a spot review for this place, it's interesting to see how much I got to improve in about 10 months. Back then, when Star's End was first released, I really wanted to test out the place to make the spot review for this, and I even named it Unofficial, just because I wanted to try out the new area, even though my gear score was not yet ready for it. And back then, my clearing speed was about half of what it is today, the money per hour was also about half of what I made today, and it's just nice to see that after all of this time coming back here, today I finally get to properly review this place. For a different series, because now it's called Spot Breaking and it doesn't have experience rates anymore, but hey, at least it's finally happening. Throughout this video I'm going to keep comparing this place to Sycraia, just because I tested that area a couple of days ago, and I kind of was expecting Star's End to perform better, and I know that both Star's End and Sycraia both are high-end spots, and people very often pick between either one of those and grind, let's say, Star's End until they get bored, then they move into Sycraia, grind that one until they get bored, then they come back here and repeat the process over and over. By the way, I know some people said in the comments I'm pronouncing Sycraia wrong, but in my ears, Sycraia sounds a lot better than Sycraia, so I'm just going to keep on saying Sycraia throughout the rest of this video. Just bear with it, or just, I don't know, cringe how much you want, and let's get started. So in today's case I grinded a total of almost 11 hours, 10 hours and 50 minutes to be more precise, and let's discuss about how much money I made. If you saw the thumbnail, I mean, you already know exactly how much money I made, but I guess the point of this video is, hey, let me show you the breakdown, the Excel file, the rotations and all of the other stuff. So let me begin with my gear score, just like always. I'm in my gear. You can see it on the screen. I'm playing a level 62 Guardian these days. I have 270 AP, 331 DP. Some people do ask in the comments why do I have so much DP with only 10 weapons and armors. If you do pay close attention to when I'm showing the armor, where I'm pointing the mouse, you can easily see that I have Khafra stones in my armor and in my awakening weapon, so that's basically the answer. I have level 4 Khafras in my dandy, I have level 3, 3 and 4 in my boss armors, and level 7 Khafras in my helmet. A little bit confusing even to myself, but yeah, basically I have Khafra stones. I tried to go for that 331 DP bracket, and then I stopped putting more Khafras in my armor. That's basically that for my gear. With that I was able to get about 4.2 thousand trash per hour on average on this place, with a normal 50% loot scroll, which in my opinion seems to be pretty good. I wouldn't say it's broken or too high or too low, I would just simply say it's normal. From my experience with this place, I think about between 4 and 4.5 thousand trash per hour seems to be the normal rate of what you should be making here. I asked one of my guildies who is playing a Meiwa, I believe a Succession Meiwa, with 277 AP with a Kutum, so basically 2 AP brackets above me, and he said that he's making about 4.8 to 5,000 trash per hour here with a normal loot scroll. So basically higher trash per hour than myself, which tells me that hey, maybe Guardian is not that broken. I'm pretty sure it is above average in terms of classes, but it's probably not quite the best, maybe. You know, some classes are good at Star's End, others are not. It just is what it is. These are my results basically. In terms of rotations, I think this place has at least 4 or 5 different rotations. I spent the first maybe 4 or 5 hours of my test just randomly grinding different rotations for every single hour until I managed to find, you know, one that seemed to be right for my Guardian. So I think I'm going to show 4 different rotations in this video. The first 2 of them are going to be just meh rotations that you can pick if the other ones are taken, and third and fourth rotations, those are the ones I would recommend. So rotation number 1, I didn't record it yet, but I will just go after I do the audio. That one is okay. I think I grinded that rotation for the third hour. You will see the trash breakdown later once I get into the Excel file, but I think this rotation, the first one, was grinded for the third hour. Then rotation number 2, which is also a meh rotation, I used that one only for the second hour. After the second rotation, basically these first two, again, they are meh, you can grind them if you want, but I personally wouldn't really recommend them. It's just a case where if you switched server and the other two rotations, number 3 and number 4, are taken, then maybe consider grinding on one of those. Then we get into rotation number 3, and at this point I guess I could talk a little bit more about this one. Rotation number 3 is what I would consider the main rotation for this place, because it seems to be the best one here. I grinded this third rotation only for 1 hour and only on the very first hour of this test, so hour number 1 out of 11, because after the first hour I never got to find this rotation empty again. I got 4.4 thousand trash on this rotation. By the way, on the previous two, the meh ones, those were both around 4,000 trash per hour. So obviously 4.4 is better than 4,000, that's why I see this rotation as being recommendable. I think this is the main rotation just purely because it was always taken by someone, even after switching servers and going AFK, switching servers again, it just simply was taken. I only grinded this for 1 hour, but I think it's the main rotation. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. The comment section is your friend, just correct me as much as you want there. After this one we get into rotation number 4, which is the main one that I personally used for about half of this test. It's, in my opinion, the second best rotation here, and for my Guardian it seems to be good. I got on average on this one about 4.2 to 4.3 thousand trash per hour, that's what it seems like, and I will just simply say that the only reason why I stuck to this one for about half of this test is because more often than not I found this rotation empty. Even if someone was grinding it, I would just simply switch servers and maybe then it would be empty, and also on top of that it seemed to have enough monsters. On the other two failure or meh rotations, I would often be just about in time for the monsters to respawn properly. On this fourth rotation I always had enough monsters. It seems to be good enough in terms of, you know, it wasn't taken, it just simply was a good rotation. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It seemed good. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I'm doing every single rotation in this video wrong, but that's what I used and that's what I'm going to recommend. I hope at some point before showing the rotations I had enough time to actually put all of the screenshots, because if I didn't, well, too bad, because let's talk about the Excel file and basically the breakdown and what I want to discuss mainly in this video. So first of all, like always, I have the pictures if you're interested in those, with literally everything that I got for my 11 hours. The first one, this one is just before selling the trash items, so these, and then this one after I sold the trash items with the silver, in case you want to see that. I just used this to put it straight into the Excel file, so that's why it's here. The first thing you're going to notice is that compared to many other spots, this area makes it very easy to manage your inventory space. From 11 hours I didn't even manage to fill in half of my inventory, so it's really easy to stay in this place forever as long as you have some way to get rid of the trash items. After about 25 minutes or so I would be overweight from the trash items, maybe half an hour sometimes, so usually about once an hour I had to use all of my 9 storage maids to move the trash items into Calphion. That is one way to manage the trash items, or you could just simply park your horse somewhere close to the rotation and just keep overstacking the trash loot on your horse. That's the second method that you can use. If you can do that and you can get rid of this trash, then you can basically sit on this area forever, because your inventory is never going to be full. Basically what I'm trying to say is that this place makes it very easy to stay and grind for endless amounts of time. I'm just gonna leave it at that and talk about the trash breakdown. So in terms of the trash breakdown, again, first hour was grinded on that third rotation, the main rotation, about 4,400 trash. Then second hour, this was the one where I basically met two people that wanted some help with killing some monsters for that Agris questline for the buff. And I decided to be a nice guy and actually help them out. I did, join their party and kill some monsters with them. Since they had pets and they were looting my items, this hour was actually slow compared to the other ones. After 1 hour I got only 3,300 trash, and I decided not to break my consistency for the series and do a big brain move and just convert this hour into 4,000 trash per hour, because up until those people came I was expecting that failure rotation to be about 4,000 trash per hour clearing speed. So here in the Excel file you can see basically I changed the second hour to be about 4,000 trash per hour. I should be able to get at 4,000 trash per hour clearing speed the 3,300 that I got in about 50 minutes, and that's why my result in the Excel file is that I grinded 10 hours and 50 minutes and not 11 hours, just so I can keep the consistency, to remove this very slow session. Other than that, again, first distortion earring in the third hour, second distortion earring in the fifth hour, and then all of these sessions were grinded on that second best rotation, the rotation number 4 I think that I showed. Average trash per hour came down to about 4,200, which in my opinion seems to be pretty good. It's definitely higher than what I got at Sycraia or Sycraia. In terms of the individual breakdown, as in the items, what I got from everything individually, I got 65 millions from trash alone, so that seems pretty good. Again, only a normal loot scroll, so not the advanced ones. 65 millions from trash. The black magic crystals here, the black magic crystal drop rate seems to be pretty bad compared to Sycraia. At least it's about 1.5 average per hour, and in my eyes that's not really very, it's basically not good. That's just simply it, not much else to say. There's only one of them that drops, the precision one for the armor, so not the weapon one, the precision for armor. Distortion earrings, as I said, I got only 2, which seems to be pretty bad in my opinion. The main reason why I did this hour 11 is just simply because I was hoping in this 11th hour I would get a third distortion earring. In my opinion, the drop rate should be about 1 distortion in maybe 3 to 4 hours, so looking at this you would expect maybe hour 8, hour 9 or hour 10 to have another distortion earring. Maybe my RNG was actually pretty bad, or maybe the drop rate is actually supposed to be one of these distortion earrings in about 5 hours, maybe. People who grinded this place for about 50 hours or 100 hours will most likely tell me in the comments what is supposed to be the average drop rate for these, but one of my guildies said that it's supposed to be 1 in 3 to 4 hours, so I'm just going to go with that. If I put here a 3, as in I would get 3 distortion earrings in my entire test, then this place would be worth about 165 millions, and then this is actually very close to what I made at Sycraia. If I got 4 of these, basically let's say 1 of them in 2.5 hours, then this place would beat what I got at Sycraia. So it's a very RNG based area where you either get a distortion earring and you make a lot of money, or you don't get a distortion earring. I can put here a 0. Without any distortion earrings, this place should be worth about 107 millions per hour on average at my clearing speed. Even that, actually looking at it, even that is not really that bad. It's better than MANSHAUMs, it's better than RONAROS, it's better than most other spots in the game looking at it. 107 millions is pretty decent, even without any distortion earrings. Anyway, Khafra stones I got none. I'm pretty sure the drop rate for Khafras here is literally 0. The dust drop rate, however, is actually pretty good. It's about the same as the Sycraia one, about 20 of them per hour. The black stones are really amazing in my opinion. It's actually the best drop rate I saw so far in any other spot. On average, I was getting about 90 black stones per hour, so that's pretty nice since 100 of them is basically 20 millions. So pretty nice income from blackstones. The clear black star crystals are meh in my opinion, even though I got 8 of them in total from the 11 hours. They are really cheap, and because of that it's like meh, it's hard to get excited for 16 millions. You know, 1 year ago, back then when the corrupted magical crystal was actually worth something, back then those gems were really good, but these days you need to buy 3 forest furies from the marketplace to actually craft the sellable crystal. That's already 12 millions you have to spend, and then put in the marketplace tax. I don't know if there's any other price, but basically after buying the required materials to craft the corrupted magical crystal, you're left with about 16 millions per each of these thingies, and it's not very exciting. And besides that, that's literally it. These are trash items, so that's the entire loot table. What I'm going to say is that, just like most people told me, this place is very RNG based. You either get a distortion earring and make a lot of money, or you don't get a distortion earring and you just make decent money. I'm pretty sure if you compare Sycraia to Star's End, Sycraia seems to be very stable income. You're going to make more or less the same money per hour since the Tungrad ring drop there is very high, while here Star's End is a very RNG spot where if you feel lucky, RNG carried, you can definitely make a lot more money here, but if your RNG is bad, you're going to make less money. Makes sense? I hope it does. In any case, that's going to be it. I guess time to bring the conclusion and end the video. My conclusion for this place is I'm really happy I came back here after the 10 months to retest this place. It was inevitable, I was going to come here anyway, but will I return to this place? That's the real question. I don't think I will, just because I like to move on from spot to spot very fast, just because I test them for videos. So usually I spend 10 hours and then I move on into a different area that I didn't yet test, and by the time I'm done with this series and I get to test everything I want, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have at least 1 or 2 extra AP brackets. Maybe I will be at 277, and once I get to that point I will just simply go to Sycraia and just straight up grind that one and not have any need to come back to Star's End. So while this place seems nice, I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to come back here again, unless this place gets heavily reworked, maybe. I think the next place I'm going to test, maybe if I get a chance, like if I get someone to grind with me, I'm going to attempt the abandoned monastery, the new grinding spot. If not, I'm just going to find something else to grind in the meantime. So thanks for watching, I hope you learned something today. I will just simply recommend this place if you have at least 261 AP. I think the minimum should be about 3,500 trash per hour with a normal loot scroll. If you can make that much, then you should be fine to grind here. If you don't make that much, let's say if you make 3,000 or less trash per hour, then maybe just consider going to some other place, maybe MANSHAUMs, maybe RONAROS, because you might make more money per hour there. So again, thanks for watching, I will see you with the next one, and until then, stay happy and goodbye.